What's up, guys? So I got a different phone right now. Borrowing my father's phone because I done busted mine. So yeah, sorry if the video quality's a little bit different. I'm also in my bed rather than my usual filming spot. My dog just had surgery, and his bed's in the corner where I usually film my videos. So I'm letting him sleep. He just had some surgery on his ear, and he's out cold right now. So first, I'm just going to show some shit that I got over the past couple of days. Went to two of my favorite record stores that are in my area, within like 2 hours of me, meaning my area. And this is mostly from all those. So the first one's the only one that's not from either of those two stores. So this first one is my favorite Swedish death metal album of all time. This is Slaughter the Soul by At the Gates. I'm sure all of you guys know this album. I mean, At the Gates is an incredibly infamous band in metal period, let alone just death metal. Most people know them because In Flames got really big, and I know a lot of the members that are in Flames now used to be in At the Gates when they were the shit like this. I mean, this is definitely their most infamous album. Besides the title track, the best track on here is probably the one called, or maybe the song Blinded by Fear. It's the first track on here. It also has some covers on it, including Captor of Sin by Slayer and some demo shit and a couple other covers of stuff that I'm not too familiar with. But, yeah, At the Gates, badass album. Everybody knows At the Gates, so I'm not going to ramble too much. Next, one of my favorite black metal demos of all time. This is pinnacle Polish black metal. This is In the Glare of Burning Churches by Graveland. Slipcase edition. Very cool slipcase on the back. I hate slipcases, but I'm glad that I picked this up on CD because the tape that I have is not exactly the best sound quality wise. Here's the inside. What's weird about this shit is it came with 2 booklets, and I was very confused because I'm pretty sure one of these isn't supposed to be there. I'm pretty sure this is the original CD version booklet, and then here's the regular 20-page booklet full of, stuff. So this is just epilogue, In the Glare of Burning Churches, and some rehearsal demo tracks. So it's basically I got 3 demos for $8, which is badass because Graveland's awesome. I really love Graveland. It's just I don't own much because I don't order much. I'm mostly a in-store purchaser, but I will order stuff from time to time. If you guys have seen, I've done some CD unboxings and stuff. But yeah, I love the intro to In the Glare of Burning Churches because it's just like this medieval sounding music, and then some lady starts screaming, and then you hear like fire crackling and shit. It's awesome. In the Glare of Burning Churches kills it. Next, one of my favorite Swedish black metal bands, depressive suicidal black metal. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is, I believe, the newest Hypothermia album. All instrumental in this little LP like digipack. Great stuff. Honestly, if you don't know Hypothermia and you're not into DSBM, I'd still check them out because they're so much more than just a depressive black metal band. I mean, they've got like most of their music's improv, especially of the recent times. I don't remember if the old stuff like Cold and stuff is, but this definitely is. And it's just great. It's improv, and it's just got its own atmosphere. So if you haven't listened to Hypothermia, I know a lot of guys that aren't into DSBM even like Hypothermia, so I would check them out. Next is an alright album. It was a blind buy. It was definitely worth the $4 I paid for it in the used bin. But it's nothing to go nuts about. But this is Innsmouth with Lovecraft's Dream. Now, obviously, it's H.P. Lovecraft themed Funeral Doom from Syria. This is the only Syrian metal album I have in my collection, and so that's pretty cool. My cousin's from Syria, married into cousin. He married into the family. He's a great dude. But this is super good as far as like if you're not into super like well done Funeral Doom. Some people like the more Death Doomy side, and I feel like this would be the place for you. Best part on here is probably the keyboard stuff. There's like synth interludes and nonsense like that, and it's a solid album. I would probably put it like a 6 or a 7, maybe 6.5. I'll say 6.5 for simplicity's sake. But yeah, there's just really good keyboards on here and a terribly obvious drummer or a drum machine. I would definitely check this out if you like Funeral Doom. Innsmouth, Innzmouth, which is I know incorrect in the pronunciation in Lovecraftian lore. Like Innsmouth is like the shadows over Innsmouth and stuff. Is not spelled like that. And if you know anything about Lovecraft, you know what Innsmouth is. So don't need to explain all that. Go do your own research. Next is one of my favorite black metal bands. This is Disgusting Blasphemies Against God by Profanatica. This band is ridiculously blasphemous, just so unnecessarily. Everybody knows Profanatica. They're ex-members of Incantation, just went off to do black metal instead of death metal. Then they wound up kind of turning into almost a war metal band. Not necessarily like, you know, Archgoat and Pseudogod and stuff like that, but super Bastille black metal. I see similarities between Profanatica and Black Witchery for sure. If you don't know this, I would go check this out. Profanatica is ridiculous, and they're one of my favorite bands in black metal. Probably my favorite American black metal band. This or Panopticon would be it. So, Profanatica. Next is the last thing I got from the exclusive company in Greenfield, Wisconsin. I was between this or the newest Prosanctus Inferni EP. Before this most recent full length, there was an EP, and it's only like 19 minutes long. And I decided on this because I wanted to have more classics in my collection. But this is Blasphemy Made Flesh by Cryptopsy. If you know, right here is the None So Vile flag. I love Cryptopsy. You see that pretty much every video I do. I wish I could get None So Vile on CD, but it's kind of hard to get without ordering. I just need, every time I order, I'm more into like the obscure stuff. I like to order more things that I know I will never find in a store, because I know eventually I'll find it, like I found this. And, yeah, the last 2 tracks on here are the greatest for sure. I don't know if I opened it or not, but super old school looking picture. Yeah, Cryptopsy's just killer. Canadian brutal death, tech death, old school brutal death metal, whatever the hell you want to call it. And this last stuff is all from a chain record shop down in Joliet, Illinois, that I don't remember the name of. This first one is a band that I found years ago, and I loved the name, so I checked them out, and I didn't remember anything what this sounded like until I saw the CD, and I was like, you know, I'll buy it anyway. I don't really remember much about it, but I'm glad I did. And this is Frozen Void by Were Squatch. Were Squatch is like a throwback thrash metal band, and it's just like a super cool band. I would definitely say this is super Creator-esque. This sounds so much like Creator. It's ridiculous. Look at that art. I love that album cover. Stuff like that gets me like every time. I just noticed this song Casey Jones. Most of these are like, there's a couple of them on here that are just like parody sounds of song parodies. Like the song Whiskey Bent and Strip Club Bound is Hank Williams Jr. Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, and Casey Jones is actually just a Grateful Dead song. I don't know if that's actually a cover of it or anything, but I'll have to give it another listen. What's really cool about this disc is it says Stormspell Records, Old Fart Stuck in the 80s, and Proud of It. It's all around the outside of the disc. It's super cool. Yeah, this is Trend Killers Press, and Shadow Kingdom, stuff like that. Mad Rush Media, Rock Revenue, or Rocker Venue Records, Rock Stack, stuff like that. Stormspell Records. Where Squatch, great old school thrash done in the modern age. Next is a classic album. I don't talk about this band a lot because everybody knows who they are, but they're one of my favorites. So this is the first album by Danzig. Who doesn't like Danzig? Like, it's so catchy and just well done. It's just great. I love Danzig with every fiber of my being. I just noticed this on the CD. I haven't even looked in this booklet yet, but this is really cool. That being the art. Yeah, Deaf American Recordings. I haven't looked through this at all, but here's the band photo. Everybody knows Danzig from the Misfits, Sam Hain. Just doing what Danzig does. I really wish I would have went and saw that Misfits reunion at Riot Fest, but I just didn't want to drop $80 just to see that band because I didn't care about any of the other ones really. But yeah, everybody knows this. Soul on Fire has been like my favorite Danzig song for years. So yeah, Danzig. Next, I haven't even listened to this yet, but everybody holds this band in incredibly high regards as far as American black metal goes. So this is Death in the Black Work by Nightbringer. First thing I ever bought by Nightbringer. I don't think I've ever listened to them before. I might have popped them on Spotify once or twice. I don't even have a Spotify right now because my phone's broke. But there's their gorgeous logo. And 2-disc set. I don't know what the other disc is, to tell you the truth. Hang on, I might say it on here. Oh, it's like a whole other half of the album. I think this is just retardedly long. But yeah, there's the full artwork. I know this is like a super dark, faster paced black metal, but beyond that I don't know much about it. I'm pretty sure it's mildly melodic in some parts, but I don't know, I'll give it a listen and I'll give it a better review probably later in like a recommendations video or something. But yeah, this is my first Nightbringer album, so hopefully I'll get to hop on the train of love for Nightbringer. And last is a band that I've been meaning to pick shit up from. It's just, I don't know why I just never do. But I finally did, and I'm really glad because I was in a black thrash mood a couple of weeks ago, and really pissed off because R Noir and Merciless are playing in Chicago on Friday, and I can't go because I waited too long to buy tickets, and it sold out. So, Absu with the third storm of the Cythereal. Everybody knows Absu. American death thrash. The singer's kind of a douche from interviews that I've watched. But Absu nonetheless kicks ass. Awesome logo. Great band. They sound so good. This is a lot more fast rather than it is like the black thrash that I think of when I hear Absu. This is more of like the Horna sound, in my opinion. I feel a big Horna feel when I listen to Absu, at least this album. And if you like Horna, this is great. Sorry, I get like a chest cold or something. It's rough. I get like pain right here and stuff. It's annoying. But yeah, Absu's black thrash-ish, and there's just, I don't know too much about him, so I'm just kind of rambling at this point. All I know is go listen to Absu. So that's it for this video, guys. I'll hopefully have something up within the next week. I try to do 1, maybe 2 videos a week. Sometimes a little more. Sometimes I skip a week. I don't even know. I just kind of do whatever I want. So, yeah, that's everything, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I sure did. So, yeah, keep it greasy, guys.